All right, let's start off with the pairs. Your medalists, world champions from Japan, Miura and Kihara take the gold. Silver goes to Canadians, Stellato-Dudek and Deschamps, and bronze goes to Hungarians, Pavlova and Sviatchenko. And I want to give a shout out to the Hungarians. Their programs this year are so well choreographed. It's something that they've been lacking, in my opinion. And so I think they've really kept themselves up in the conversation with those top teams. They for sure pushed the Canadians here. But now onto our winners. Taking it with a smile as always, Riku Miura and Ryuichi Kihara. Two strong skates for them. They beat the Canadians by over 20 points. And Kaitlyn, it was strong, but there were these slight mistakes that are significant if they want to stay competitive with the other pairs teams throughout. And it's those side-by-side triple toes. Riku, I think for their whole career, has struggled with not landing cleanly. And in the free program, the Gladiator free program, it was, again, a Q and two single axles. What did you think of their skate here in France?
Well, I always just love watching them skate just from their positivity. They're so exciting and you just want to feel great for them because they feel great on the ice, it looks like anyways. But what I really like about their program and their attitude going into the season is that after their competition in the preseason at Challenger Series, they had two mistakes in the second half of their free program. And they said that their only goal is to make it so that those mistakes are erased. Which they did, they accomplished, but then of course then there's other mistakes that are gonna happen. But that's kind of part of the Olympic season, is that you don't wanna peak too early because it's a long season, a lot of pressure. So just learning from each mistake and then getting better, I think that's what's gonna lead them into continuing being stronger throughout the year.
I completely agree. So let's talk Canadians. Maxime Deschamps and Diana Stellato-Dudek, they absolutely dazzled and wowed the crowd in Angers with that backflip. And Kaitlyn, I think they listened to us because we talked about how it's not as seamless and we don't know if we really love it. I think they did it really well here. What did you think of the backflip this time in the step sequence?
I'm getting closer to enjoying it. We're inching closer each time. I do think going out of the backflip, they've definitely made it more seamless. Going into it, I don't think there's a seamless way to get into a backflip, but I've also never skated with a partner or have done a backflip. So I don't know.
I would completely agree. I would have a 20-second setup and then be like, no, not yet, not yet. But also, apparently, according to ISU, they are the first pair team to do a backflip. I feel like I've seen a Chinese team do it. It might have been a Chinese national event, so maybe not international, but we'll take the credit for them, of course. The free program, however, was not as good. It went from Olay to oh no. Their very first element, a planned triple twist, was singled after Deanna clipped his foot on the takeoff. And then the jump sequence, and then it just kind of kept going and unraveling from there. They really fought and they held on, but they only scored a 123 in here. And we know that to be at the top in the conversation for those Olympic medals, which they've been very upfront about wanting, you need to be in like the 140s.
Yeah, exactly. And thinking about that mistake on the twist right off the top of the program, that twist, when they do it well, is over 6 points. The base value for it is 6 points. And then the base value for a popped twist, essentially is what it was because she didn't rotate, is 1.3. So starting off your program knowing that you already made this major mistake that is completely uncharacteristic and never happens, how do you refocus when there's really very little time to refocus? And that is something that needs to be trained because it is figure skating and mistakes happen. Ice is slippery, whatever you want to think about it. But you need to be able to incorporate that training and make sure that the mistakes don't continue accumulating. And when there already is a bit of issues on their side-by-sides, I kind of hold my breath on their side-by-side jumps sometimes. You can't let it happen.
For sure. And speaking of time, they have a week. They will be at Skate Canada, where all of Canada's top teams will be competing So they will have to absolutely pull it together. And we know them. I think they will. And Skate Canada seems to always be the place where they deliver a good performance.